Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing well, Celine. How are you this morning?
I'm great. This is a video spotlight on Sam Wisotzkey, another board certified business bankruptcy attorney. And Sam, it's such a pleasure to interview you today. Can you tell me basically who you are, what you do, and where you practice?
Sure, and thanks, Celine, for all the great work that you're doing for the ABC and giving me this opportunity to chat with you this morning. So, my name is Sam Wisotzkey. I'm with Kohner, Mann, and Kailas in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our firm is primarily a creditors' rights firm of about 13 lawyers. I've been with Kohner and Kailas for upwards of 22 years now. And for the last, I think, 3 years, I've been the head of our business and financial services practice group, practicing primarily in business bankruptcy and representing creditors through the bankruptcy process, and then also representing creditors, secured creditors, unsecured creditors, and a wide variety of other type of matters, including commercial foreclosure, loan workouts, and some loan documentation matters as well.
Okay. Sounds very similar to what I do too. So what city exactly are you practicing in? And do you work remotely?
So we have one office, and it's based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I'm lucky enough to live close enough to the office that my commute is not bad. And so I work in the office, 5 days a week, with exceptions for, the occasional time where I might need to work from home or if I'm traveling. But
Hmm.
as a general matter, I'm in the office 5 days a week.
Okay. And you're licensed in Wisconsin, anywhere else?
I licensed in Wisconsin. I technically have an Arizona license, although it's inactive status, so I'm not technically an active member of the Arizona bar. But way back in the 20th century, I started my legal
Hmm.
practice in Phoenix when I got out of law school. So I practiced in Phoenix for 5 years before moving to Milwaukee in 1996.
Okay. Describe your involvement with the ABC, and how long you've been involved.
Yeah, the ABC has been a important part of my practice, and also its relationship with our firm goes back quite a long time as well. When I first joined the firm, uh, there were many members of the firm who were board certified in either creditors' rights law or business bankruptcy. And so I was aware of the ABC for quite some time. It took me a little longer than it should have, probably, to feel confident enough to take the exam.
Mhm.
But I took the exam and was board certified. It's been 7 years ago now,
Okay.
and uh, it's really been a terrific experience, and I think a big help to my practice.
Wonderful. What is your involvement in it? How do you serve it?
So,
Mhm.
yeah, so uh, uh, I think I'm now on my third year of service on the board of directors, which has really been a fantastic experience. I'm on the faculty committee, so our responsibilities include reviewing the exam and exam questions and reviewing exam answers and grading exams when potential new members have taken the exam to become board certified.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me who is one of your ideal clients?
I think an ideal client for me personally would be any business or an individual with a business relationship with a company that is in financial distress and is unsure on how to navigate either the bankruptcy process, or we've got a similar a process here in Wisconsin called Chapter 128 receiverships. And so a client that is faced with a relationship, whether it be a contractual relationship or some other supply relationship, and is either faced with trying to collect from that counterparty and is being told, well, we're going to file bankruptcy, and needs assistance in understanding what that process is and understanding their rights and how to protect those rights, either in a bankruptcy or in the process and the time leading up to a bankruptcy filing.
Okay. Tell me about one of your favorite memories or client engagements as a practitioner.
It's no surprise that you gave me these questions ahead of time, and this is the one question that I've struggled a little bit with, but I think a good example would be I had a pretty substantial client that had a very important supply contract for the supply of tomatoes, and it's a national company, and they produce several products that rely on a steady supply of tomatoes, and the supply company, the tomato producer, was having problems both civil and criminally with respect to allegations with respect to its owners, and so they ended up in a Chapter 11 proceeding in California. It was a significant concern to my client because any substantial interruption in the supply of the product could have devastating effects that would ripple across their entire operation, or at least this part of their operation. And so was able to work with them on their contracts and guide them through the auction process and negotiating a continuation of the relationship with the purchaser at auction, and working with both business people on the client side and in-house attorneys to guide them through the process and come out on the other side with a solid relationship that continued the supply of this important product. That really was satisfying to me, and is a fond memory that I have, both for working with the client, several trips to California for an auction that was then canceled and then rescheduled a week later. But so the typical working on inserts to sale orders in hotel rooms in far-flung places. But in retrospect, in hindsight, it was a fun experience.
Wow. So I know that you and I met probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago in West Virginia. So it sounds like your practice representing creditors does take you all over the country. Is that true?
It is. We've for a small firm, we really have a quite extensive client base. So the firm has been in existence for more than 85 years, and really started out as a commercial collections firm, and then probably 30 to 35 years ago, one of my mentors and our current firm president, Matthew Gerdish, who was also board certified in creditors' rights and business bankruptcy, really expanded the practice with respect to insolvency and bankruptcy related matters. And so we're very lucky to have some very substantial firms with nationwide and international reach, and we're their go-to not only for their assistance with accounts receivable matters, but also when one of their suppliers or customers if they end up in an insolvency proceeding, they come to us. And so we feel very lucky to have those relationships. And I think that's the other really terrific thing about the ABC is because we have these cases in many different jurisdictions, able to tap into a network of local bankruptcy attorneys in these various jurisdictions that I know are committed to their practice and have been through the rigorous process of being board certified. And that includes you, Celine. So we met in a bankruptcy case 10 years ago, but we're also working a couple of different bankruptcy cases right now in Pittsburgh, where it's been terrific to work with you in those matters as well.
Me too. So tell me about your ties to Pittsburgh, just so we can let everyone else. So what are your ties to Pittsburgh?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch
your ties to Pittsburgh. So yeah.
Sure. I grew up in Pittsburgh. So we moved around a little bit when I was younger, but before I started grade school, my family moved to Pittsburgh into the North Hill. We lived in the North Hills, was in the Shareholder school district. And so I did all of my elementary and high school schooling in Pittsburgh. Went to college in Pennsylvania, and then this other circuitous path eventually brought me to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Well, very cool. What do you do in your spare time?
Spare time? Can you give
me? You have spare time. Do you have
no.
any spare time?
No, luckily I do have some spare time. I would say, especially like to get outside. We've done a lot of hiking vacations that we've really enjoyed. So if we can get outside, especially in the summer months here in Wisconsin, it's a fantastic thing. I would say golf, but I really am not a good golfer at all. But it's fun to get out and challenge myself. My wife and I like to play. Again, neither one of us is that good, but it's good to get outside and get a little activity in. So those are the two things I think that are we typically are looking to do if we've got some spare time.
Very fun. I've actually never done a hiking vacation. You're inspiring me. Yeah. So tell me something that not everyone knows about you. Fine.
Right. Yeah. So an interesting thing about me is my connection to the Bermuda Triangle. And I noticed somebody pointed out not too long ago about, it really seemed like that was a thing when we were growing up, but nobody's really heard about it, or ships disappearing. But my name, Samuel Conrad Wisotzkey, comes from my father's uncle, who was also Samuel Conrad Wisotzkey, and he disappeared on a ship called the Cyclops that disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle back in the early 1900s.
Oh my gosh.
So I've done a little bit of research. I've read some, I know some other folks have written some books on the Cyclops, but it's my little connection to a bit of, I don't know, the paranormal or what you want to call it. But that's my unique connection to the unexpected or the unexplained, I suppose.
It was your dad's uncle, so a great uncle?
Yeah, my great uncle, exactly.
Did you come up with any conclusions about where it went?
Well, the fun thing would be, well, it just poof, aliens came down and swooped it up. It was a pretty big iron ore ship, as I understand. And so I think one of these days, one of the enterprising explorers out there is going to be probably looking for riches and gold and coins and things, and is probably going to come across the Cyclops somewhere at the bottom of the ocean. But
Yeah.
as of right now, I'm not aware of anybody who's actually searching for it. But my guess is it just broke apart and sank, and with the technology at the time, nobody knew how to go about
Find
finding
it.
it. But one of
Yeah.
these days they'll probably come across it.
Yeah, very interesting. That is so interesting. That's such a good answer. Like, wow, that's a good one. Okay. So are you board certified in business, bankruptcy, and creditors' rights, or one or the other, or which one I missed?
Yeah, I'm board certified just in business bankruptcy.
Okay.
So
All right. But I know you do both sides, right? Do you do
um,
any debtor work?
no, we don't do debtor work.
Okay.
We have some good relationships with debtors lawyers in Wisconsin. So if a client is or a potential client is facing financial difficulties, we have some go-to folks that we can refer them to. But we are primarily a creditor shop. We do have also have a pretty sophisticated litigation department that handles some pretty complicated litigation matters, but it's not insolvency related work.
Oh, or do you have advice for creditors who need to collect?
Yeah, the advice for creditors that need to collect is get to an experienced collection professional sooner rather than later. The third department of our firm, our collections department, that does a substantial practice both locally and nationwide in commercial collections. And the difference in results that they can obtain as a general matter is directly related to how quickly we can get a hold of the claim and start working on it in relation to when things have started to go bad. So, things don't get better with time, and we can really, it's the old strike while the iron is hot. As soon as you have a problem, get with an experienced collection lawyer who can work to make arrangements to enforce your rights. And if it turns out that the problems really are extensive with the counterparty and they end up in an insolvency proceeding, then we have the expertise to help with that as well.
Okay, that's great advice. Is there anything else you want to talk about or promote in your practice or upcoming presentations or anything like that?
Oh, I think I've hit the highlights for our firm. I think for a small shop in Milwaukee, that where we've got a really diverse practice, both on the collection side and the insolvency side, and really terrific litigation department as well. And so any needs that a client would have in any of those areas, and particularly in Wisconsin, anywhere in Wisconsin, although we're based in Milwaukee, we cover the entire state. And so I think that's really the best I can say about our firm and how we can assist clients that may need assistance in this area.
Okay. And now I have 10 rapid fire questions. I don't know if I actually have 10, but one, what law school did you go to?
University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. Go Blue.
Okay. What's your favorite Netflix show if you have one?
Yeah, I never came up with a good one, but I'd say a recent, I don't think it's Netflix, Hulu, we're fans of The Bear. So we've been watching that about the restaurant in Chicago And so we've enjoyed that. So that's a recent one that
Okay.
we've been employing.
Okay. How about a favorite movie or a movie you like?
Shawshank Redemption jumps to mind.
Okay.
We often see that on, that's such an old movie, and it's often often come across it on the higher channel numbers in the. So I would say Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Best vacation ever.
That's hard. That's like picking your favorite child.
Just our
We had a
last
terrific
vacation. Yeah, go ahead.
we had a terrific vacation where we hiked to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and stayed at Phantom Ranch for 2 nights and then
Wow.
hiked out. A more recent hiking vacation was Glacier National Park in Montana.
Okay.
And really just fabulous scenery and lakes and hikes through incredible scenery and saw some bears, but not too close. So that was that checked that box. So those would be two of the hiking ones, and so I'll just stop there.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Favorite dessert?
Any version of chocolate cake, chocolate mousse. I'm a sucker for a chocolate dessert.
Okay. Best gift ever.
Best gift ever, my two daughters.
Aw.
A 27-year-old and a 21-year-old. And I just couldn't be more proud of how they are finding their way in the world and getting to watch them grow up. I just couldn't be more proud, and they're definitely the best gift that my fantastic wife ever presented me.
She is awesome too, by the way. Last song listened to on your iPhone or last podcast listened to?
I've got a couple of different playlists. So on my Spotify account. So and I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I bounce back and forth between a number. I'd say I usually go back to something either with 80s music or 90s music. And so it's not, I can't point to a particular song. And then from a podcast standpoint, I get a kick every week out of the Wait, Don't Tell Me NPR podcast about the news, the quiz show that they do.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
that. Because I think they take a fun take on a lot of current events.
Okay, yeah, I love that show. And then last question, best city visited.
Yeah, well, I would say Milwaukee, and everybody should come visit Milwaukee because we've got a fantastic city, not only during the summer with our music festivals, and but also in the winter. We've got terrific access to lots of outdoor activities. But so from a marketing standpoint, come to Milwaukee. We've got a great place. Cities that I've visited that I've really enjoyed, again, lots of good choices, but two I would think that stand out from just terrific restaurants and fantastic public transportation would be Basel, Switzerland, and I hope I pronounced that right. If not, we'll edit that one out. But also Amsterdam. We were in Amsterdam a couple of Aprils ago, and that was also just a fantastic city to visit.
Somebody else said that also. I'm getting inspired by these video spotlights for sure. Well, that's it, Sam. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much.